Hi, it's Starno with Way Over Recipes, and today I'm going to be cooking up some fresh turkey wings in the Instant Omni Pro air fryer toaster oven. So we'll see how it does with turkey wings right now. Alright, so got myself a couple of fresh turkey wings there, and for my seasonings, going to be using a few different seasonings. I've got some black pepper. I'll use some freshly ground black pepper. Just going to set that over there. Going to be using some Goya adobo seasoning. Got some applewood smoked sea salt and some extra virgin olive oil. And nothing in the video sponsored, but to start, I'm going to put some of the olive oil on the turkey wings and just get them covered good with the oil. Now that I've got things pretty well oiled up, I'm going to go ahead and put my black pepper on. I'm going to sprinkle on my Goya and then sprinkle on the applewood smoked sea salt on this side, and then I'll basically flip and season things on the opposite side. And now that things are all seasoned up, I got my iGrill 2 meat probes here, so I'm going to use a probe in each, and so just going to get it into a thick part of the meat here for each one. I'm going to put them on the bake pan, and on the bake pan I've got it lined with Copper Chef baking grill mats to basically make cleanup a bit easier. Alright, so I've had to turn the light off so you can see the backlighting on the cooker. But I forgot that this cooker has its own meat probe that comes with it. So many don't. But with that, I don't really need to use the iGrill. I mean, I could, track one with the iGrill versus the other, but I'm just going to take the iGrill on out, and we'll just use the cooker's internal meat probe. It only has one probe, so I'm not going to be able to track both pieces of meat with it. But all the same, it allows for the tracking of temp. So I'm just going to stick it down in this one here that's, close to the probe. And going to go ahead and hit roast. And I like how, once I got the probe set up, it gives me the options that I can use the probe for. So I hit that, and then my target is going to be, we'll make the target temp 165 for our poultry, and the oven cooking temp, I'm going to down that to 350. I'm going to roast it at 350 till things reach the 165, and I'm going to go ahead and hit start now and let it go through the preheat. I know I could put things in now, ahead of the preheat, but I like to wait, so I'll go ahead and get the food in once the preheat is done. Alright, things are done with the preheat, which takes several minutes. So just going to put it down here on the level typically used for roasting. That mat kind of straightened down here. Alright, here we go. Get the cord in there right so it doesn't hit anything. And so with that, things are cooking. We can check the probe temp. We see our current temp on the probe is 48 degrees Fahrenheit with our target being 350. And so we'll just go ahead and let things cook along. I'll bring you back later. Alright, so things cooked for 15 minutes and then it just came to a kind of abrupt end. So I'm going to basically just go in. I don't think, in my opinion, I'm not sure that things are really done. Maybe I placed the meat probe bad, but I'm not sure that these are totally done. Yeah, see, it's like 120s. So I'm thinking maybe the meat probe just wasn't in a good spot or something. But I'm going to continue cooking these. I want to get that probe out of there and try again in another spot or something. So I'm going to get that probe out of that spot there. I don't know, maybe, I could, it's kind of hot though. I don't want to hold it for too long. Just get it deep down in this other part here. Try and measure. It's kind of, there we go. Get down in there. Let's see what happens getting it in there and see what I get for a read. Because I could tell that it wasn't done. So let's try again. 165, it's at 350. Let's go hit start again. It's reading like 170. I don't get it. I don't get that. It's just not right. It's not right at all. So we're not getting a good read on the probe. It's just not reading well. And even when I stick it in here, it's like in the 150s. Yeah, I mean it's in the 150s. I'm checking right where the probe is. There's no way that probe is right. I'm gonna have to say that probe is not giving me the right temp. There's no other way to describe that. The meat probe is not giving me the right temp. I mean, when I use my thermopin, which is highly accurate right next to it, I'm not getting anything close to the right temp. So going to try and get the probe out. Let's see if I can get that probe out of there. And we'll have to go on the fly kind of with this cook. Alright. So we're just going to close up. We're going to do roast again. And I'm going to set, just for an even amount of time. Well, let's give it 10 minutes. 10 should, Lord willing, be sufficient. So we'll give it 10 at 350. We'll hit start with that. We'll just let it go ahead and cook. Well, we'll let it set through the preheat and the cook of 10 minutes. And then we'll check it again. And Lord willing, it'll be, things will be hot then. But I guess, I'm disappointed now with the meat probe. I kind of feel like I should have just left my iGrill 2s in and done it the old way. But we'll let this cook and we'll see what happens. Alright, so basically going to be a 25-minute cook. I do like how in the last 30 seconds the light comes on to let you see what's going on in there, but I'm pretty confident that things are, Lord willing, well done for both of the turkey wings, but we'll see now. We'll just rely on the thermopin. I don't know what to say about that built-in meat probe, but I think you might want to have your own. So going to go ahead and go in here now and check the temp. They look nice. Yeah, that's, we're hot. We're in the 180s, 170s, 170s. So, you can do 25 at 350 and that'll be okay. So now I'm just going to take and, I'll plate one over here and I'll plate one over there. And just going to give them, like 5 minutes or so to rest. But you can see the finished turkey wing there. And I'll bring you back in a moment for a taste test. So all is well that ends well. And so we'll thank the Lord for this turkey wing and do a taste. All right, definitely tender and juicy. Came out very nice. The meat probe just not working out well. That's all I can say. So you can use your own or what have you, but their meat probe doesn't seem to be on point, and I don't see a way to calibrate their meat probe. Am I going to send the whole cooker back over a meat probe that no, because I found a lot of times with these things you get another one, it's not going to necessarily be any better. So kind of disappointed in the performance of its meat probe, but it did cook the food up nice, And you know, that little Meat Pro perk, whether or not it had it, it's still a nice cooker. It still got the job done. Everything still turned out well. And there are plenty of good cookers that don't have a Meat Pro to begin with. So, you know, this one, you know, can let that go and move on. Still have a nice meal all the same. And in the video description, there are lots of ways to help the channel. There'll also be a link to a printable version of the recipe. Also, you can check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.